Davina, tell me about the training that you had.
I actually went to the Art Institute in Philadelphia, and my mother absolutely refused to pay for me to get a baking and pastry certificate, so I ended up getting an associate in culinary arts. However, while I was in school, I was working for Godiva Chocolatier, and it was just a better fit. I worked in a couple of different restaurants in Rittenhouse, and no matter how hard I tried to be a savory chef, didn't work out.
When did your interest in candy making start?
Oh, probably when I was about 5. Did you ever watch Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? Yeah, I did too. It was something I think I watched every day and drove my mother up a wall, drove my father insane. But there is something so beautiful and captivating about the entire film and this world that one person could create just using sugar and raw ingredients. Obviously you don't think that when you're 5, but as you get older.
Now you make candy for a living.
I honestly did not think that my life would end up here. I truthfully thought that I would be working in a restaurant, pumping out pastries and cakes, and it's just funny how things kind of take a turn.
Do you enjoy working with candy?
Oh my gosh, yeah. The world is just so much more lovelier when you add butter and sugar to it.
Do you have a favorite?
Currently? It's funny. For all that I've tried working here and that I've made, I think each piece that we produce, each one has its own magic to it, and they're all so special to me. I will admit though, you will find me sneaking pieces of nougat. The Italian Tyrone, oh yeah, it's better than trail mix.
What do you think it is about candy, other than that it's delicious? Is there something else about candy that makes it so appealing?
Most definitely. Some of the best memories that people have usually involve candy. It's a good way to express, I love you, thank you, I'm thinking of you. It's the gift that just keeps on giving. It's a good conversation starter too.
How is candy a good conversation starter?
Well, you can always talk about what pieces you like and you don't like. Or you can always, if you were anything like me when I was a child, bite a piece, and if I liked it, I would eat it. If I didn't, I would leave it in the box, and I would explain why I didn't like it. Candy in itself is sort of its own work of art. You can't deny the beauty of it.
Do you have any personal candy memories yourself?
My father used to work in one of the buildings down here in Philly, and every once in a while he would bring home a box of Godiva cherry cordials, and I can honestly say that I probably single-handedly ate that entire box in one sitting. I wouldn't do that now, and I don't recommend that anyone ever do that, but it was one of those things where unwrapping that gold foil and then sinking my teeth into that dark chocolate and that gooey cherry, there's something that just takes me back. I'll never forget it.
So what is it like for you now if you eat a cherry cordial?
I can appreciate it from time to time. A lot of the times though, I don't think I can finish a whole one by myself. It's, when you grow up, I guess, sometimes your tastes do change. I've definitely, working around so much sugar, I've gained a higher respect for savory food too.
Thank you.
her own marzipan. And I like the idea of marzipan pigs and, you know,
Is that going to be for Christmas as well?
yes it is.
For the winter holidays, since there's a bunch of them?
Yeah, that's true. I don't feel like a lot of people appreciate marzipan quite to the degree that I do, but
What do you like about marzipan?
you know, it's just that toasted almond flavor. My father actually went to school in London for the most part. He went to boarding school and university there. So I feel like a lot of his traditions rubbed off on me. I think the big misconception is marzipan's a very European treat. I mean,
Kitchens are in basement somewhere.
all I really was hoping for was just a bigger oven. I did not think that they would give me this.
There's a rubber band in there.
Speaking of the penthouse floor, there are all of those conveyor belts to pack chocolates like Lucy.
Yep.
Are you guys using those this year, or is that more of a next year thing?
The chocolate and Rover in particular, which stretches between the two rooms upstairs, that's completely out of commission until we can get it completely reworked. So therefore, we are hand dipping all of our chocolates.
I witnessed some of that.
Yes, you did.
And what about the conveyor belt that has the different kinds of candies for boxing?
That is actually going to be operational starting on Wednesday.
Yep. Well, I know how Davina got hooked on making candy. How about you ladies? How did you get hooked on it?
Well, Heidi has a great story. Tell us, Heidi.
I've been here since 2004. And I stuck it out. But no, I came here as a clerk, a sales clerk. And gradually I got moved up to cooking candy. And at the end I was like the only one besides me and the previous owner that were actually cooking candy.
You and the previous owner,
Yeah.
Mr. Shane? So you came with the business?
I came with the business. I was part of the package.
How long ago did you start working, Heidi?
I started working at Shane's in 2004.
And so you didn't, as a young girl, you weren't thinking someday I'm going to make candy for a living?
No, I had no idea.
I don't think very many people have that
no
romanticized
idea.
version of candy making like I do.
I had no idea.
You're a special case to me.
There's a lot of things about me that's special.
So Heidi, I know you didn't expect to get here, but you're here now. What is it like for you?
It's actually very, very nice. It's very different. I gotta watch what I say, and I love my chef.
That's right.
That's right.
Yep. No, but seriously, I like it. Everybody's good here. I love everybody.
We love her.
Yes, we do.
And I was in theater for the past 10 years and decided it wasn't working out for me. So I recently went to culinary school and actually started out at the Franklin Fountain as a soda jerk and sort of expressed an interest in the kitchen and kind of worked my way up to this. Yeah.
So, are there any similarities between making candy and acting?
Well, I wasn't an actor. I was a stage manager, so I would say most definitely there are similarities. You know, I joke that when I left theater, I was looking for a job that was higher paying with fewer hours and less stress, but I just, you know, out of the frying pan into the fire. No, it's not very stressful, but, you know, it's very much the same sort of fast-paced environment, sort of that same camaraderie, the same, you know, you're working towards a definite end game goal, you know, either putting up a show or getting the candy out, and it's the same, very much the same sort of thing. So I love it. I think got in really quickly.
Ryan and Eric, speaking of pressure and deadlines, Ryan and Eric told me that the candy business was a really good fit with the ice cream business because the ice cream business is really busy in the warm months, and the candy business, its peak days tend to be in the cooler weather. So, is there any time when you're not racing a deadline?
Christmas Day?
Not
Yeah,
really.
yeah, no. I mean, that's true in a way, but also we are increasingly busy in the ice cream shop in the winter, and I have a feeling we're going to be quite busy in the candy shop in the summer.
There's usually maybe like a week of lag time. I think, in January. And
Not
fortunately,
this year.
well, fortunately for the soda jerks and Franklin Fountain, they'll get a week off. Unfortunately for us, we have to start Valentine's Day production. Not unfortunately, we like love.
These guys are okay. Yeah?
Well, for here, is Christmas, is Valentine's Day and Easter close this year? That's not sure.
That's a good question. I don't know.
It doesn't matter, we're hand dipping eggs. We have to.
Yeah, well, the hand didn't get it.
That sounds like a time-consuming process.
It's a definite labor of love.
And it's a volume issue. You know, everybody likes the buttercream eggs for Easter. They're very, very, very popular.
It's a very traditional candy.
Well, buttercreams are what Shane's was known for, right?
Yeah.
And I heard the story of how you've got in addition to Heidi, the business came with the recipe written on the back of an envelope.
Yes, it did.
Yep.
It took me a couple of months to kind of crack that code.
He wrote all his recipes mainly on the back of an envelope.
Yeah. It's funny to see.
Yep. I imagine that a lot of them were in his head,
Yes.
and so he wrote them down just for the benefit of
I could
others.
call him like right now and say, Barry, how much of this do you put in this? And he's like, oh, let me think about it for a second, and then he gives it to me.
So sometimes you consult him.
Sometimes we really do need to.
Yeah.
The nature of this business, this isn't something that they can teach you in a classroom. And there are very few candy makers that hold true to the traditions and the traditional machinery that we have.